Welcome, AfterBuzzers. Today we've got a few topics to talk about. We are going to talk about day jobs, taking exes back, and heartfelt backstories. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
There we go. Uh-oh. Give me some of that way. There we go.
I like this song.
Yeah.
It's so summer, and now that it's officially summer, this was a good song choice. Shout out to you, Sean.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, welcome, guys. My name is Sean Paul Payton, and I am here with two wonderful hosts here.
I'm Tori Broussard.
And I'm Joseph Shepard.
Alrighty, so we are just going to start right out here. We do have a special segment that's coming up later on. Stay tuned for that. But for now, let's go ahead and start off with the overall thoughts. Tori, why don't you go ahead and start this off?
Well, for this to be Audition 5, I feel like I was very satisfied. It was not too much and not enough.
Right.
So it was just like that very comfort, like, all right, like I want to watch next week. Like I'm
Yeah.
excited for next week. I thought there was good variety.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm satisfied.
Very good. And Joseph, what'd you
I
think?
hit my buzzer on Tori. No, totally no. I was not living for this episode. I was just like, what is this? I mean, no. No.
Not even, really? Not even any of the backstories?
Well, I have to agree with Joseph just a little bit. There was a
What?
lot of comedic failures this time.
There's always comedic failures.
This is true. But this time it just felt like there were so many, like they multiplied.
That's true.
It was craziness.
Aw.
But let's go ahead and start off by talking about the day jobs. So many of these guys came here and they had day jobs that they abandoned. And I don't know if it was such a good idea for all of them. Obviously not.
Are you saying you wouldn't abandon your day job to audition for America's Got Talent?
Oh, I mean, I think we've
Is
got...
that what you're saying?
We've got a nice day job right here, right now. So, yeah. I think we're good.
All right. Speak for yourself.
All right. But let's start off with Troy James. Now, he was an HR specialist, and what did you guys think of Troy?
I thought he was great. I was not okay, you know what? Last time we were together, we had horrible disagreements, and I feel like today I'm getting that same vibe.
No. It's a good vibe. I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. No, I seriously thought he was great. I was not that act was not the act that I was expecting.
Yeah, he was creepy.
I don't know what I
In
was
a good
expecting,
way.
but it was not that.
Yeah.
Well, his whole interview and his whole thing like that, he was talking about how he had a love of cheese, and I was like, this is gonna be the cheesiest act I have ever
Eats the
seen.
same sandwich
He's
every
the-
day at lunch.
He's like an
Right.
HR specialist, and then he comes out, and it's a complete contortion trap, and I was
move your body
freaked
like
out.
Oh, no. The way he was just twisting around him with the leg and the backwards walking, I thought,
He walked down and up the stairs of the stage.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Like,
got a little too close to
ugh.
Simon. I don't think he was feeling that too much.
I don't know,
That-
but it was a little too close for comfort.
It was a lot too close for comfort. But like, back to him being in HR, like I want to know if he's ever done any of that to anybody who's come in, like, had a complaint or something, if it's like his way
well,
of like...
he led the stretches.
Yeah,
He
They
did
told
say
him
that.
That's right.
Routine work stretches, I think is what they were called.
And then he was never allowed to lead them
never
again.
allowed to lead him again. I don't know why. I would want him to lead stretches every day.
So by a vote of yes or no, do we think that he should leave his day job?
1,000% yes.
Yeah. I think so. I just wonder if he can last forever on just that one thing.
No, he
Wait,
can't.
really?
I mean, would you see a Vegas show for a full hour of that?
I feel like it has potential. He could, you can't do what he did on
That's
that
very
stage.
true. I can't
And so
either.
I think that was just like touching the surface, barely.
No, I just
I
thought of
feel
something.
like he could do way more.
Cirque du Soleil. He could totally join.
Yeah.
and he might be good if he goes on tour with them and he makes it consistent.
There you go.
Because I think they perform in Vegas a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then all over the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
or if they want to do an Exorcist reboot movie, I'm totally down for that. I
Yes.
mean, hey, we
He's
switch
got
it to a
movies.
guy, switch it all up, and there you go.
He's got movies, Cirque du Soleil.
So
This-
did you give him a yes or a no?
No.
he still needs to keep his day
Alright.
job.
Correct.
All right.
Okay,
All right. Well,
alright.
he keeps his day job until he's making like $1 million in the movies and with
Yeah.
Cirque du Soleil, and then he's fine. Okay, so next we have, I think it was Steven Eisenberg. He was
Oh.
the
Mr. Steven. Dr. Steven.
Yes.
Dr. Steven.
Oh boy, Dr. Steven.
I take
What
it
a
you
nice
didn't like
heart.
him.
He had a great heart, but I don't like the song so much.
You don't like the songs he sings to his patients about his mom to make them feel better? That didn't touch your heart?
I mean,
What?
he's a great guy. It's just I don't. If he wants to do like some, what about for kids? Like songs for kids.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. You know,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a songs for kids.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was very comedic. I thought it was like a comedy thing, and I was
Yeah.
expecting some funny comedy punchlines because his voice wasn't up to par.
Was it?
but a whole song about your mama. I mean, and
It
then
was
his
cute,
mama
though.
comes out.
It was cute.
His mama defended him.
That is a whole nother story.
I actually
that
like
I really
that.
don't feel like we need to talk about because.
But let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Okay,
it.
let's talk about
I
it.
thought that was that was not good for him in that moment for the show. It didn't really help his case. But
didn't.
I thought it was an example of how mom always defends her son no matter what. And that's what I liked
true.
about it.
That's true.
But she
That's
said he can't
heartfelt.
sing. She
Yeah.
even said my son
definitely
can't sing.
agreed with the judges that he cannot sing. It was not about his singing. It
Yeah.
was about his heart. But I feel like as an oncologist, because I don't think we stated that, Dr. Steven Eisenberg is an oncologist.
Does that mean he's
That's
on call?
singing. I'm not a doctor. I literally don't know. Is that why are you laughing at me? Because I don't know.
I just don't know what an oncologist is.
Do you know?
Well, YouTubers, if you would like to comment and explain what an oncologist
it
is,
just sounds like
we'll go for that.
it
That
sounds
is your
su-
first comment
It
to
sounds
make.
super important. I don't know. But anyways,
An oncologist is a doctor who treats cancer.
Cancer.
Oh, wow.
There we
So
go.
he is
Now we're
actually
good.
like, I approve of his singing now.
okay, first of all, if it were any doctor, you should approve of their singing. Jeez, he's saving lives.
One voice at a time.
All right, so
Okay,
let's go
so-
ahead and talk about Rob Blake.
Wait, we didn't vote.
Oh, that's right.
We
Go
didn't
ahead.
vote.
Go ahead.
I mean, I vote no. Do not leave your day job.
What about you?
If he were to do a kids show like Barney or something, maybe.
So is that a yes?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a no, brother. I'm sorry,
Aw.
not today. But keep hustling because you're doing good things in other areas.
Hustle it out.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Rob Blake, the Illusionist.
Rob Blake.
Now he had an option to be in the family business for furniture, but he decided to be an illusionist instead. I was very impressed with this act because, I mean, he left the building entirely, and then all of a sudden
Exactly.
he was back in the building.
Honestly, like that was really good. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I was trying to figure it out too, but I will say that so basically he, long story short, you know, he had a camera, was filming himself the whole time, ends up walking out of the studio. He has multiple people on stage, and he walks out of the studio. He has them pull up this sheet drops, and then he's there.
Right.
I didn't think it was that smooth. Like, I thought that it was really, really cool, and I didn't see him coming, but the sheet kind of dropped in a weird way, and it didn't make, like, a whole, like, boom, bam effect to me.
Yeah.
Right.
And then also, when Heidi came off the stage, and, like, Heidi, did you see anything? She's like, I didn't see anything. I was like,
I feel like that's Heidi. Like she has that like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Like a little airiness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all saw him leave the theater.
Yeah, exactly.
So even if it was, you know, the curtain was tilted a little funny or Heidi didn't see anything, but how did he get back in?
That's
That's
a
the
big
question.
thing. And then, too, like, Tyra made the point of, like, you know, hitting the underneath
Right.
the box, and there wasn't anything under there. So that
Right.
was good.
Well, one thing I wonder too is, you know, just from seeing a few different illusionists, is I feel like somehow he was when he was using a lot of tactics to distract us the whole
Correct.
time.
Correct.
So I know
Right.
that if we go back and watch that again, there's probably something we're going to catch, and we'll be like, maybe he was right there at that
You're right.
point.
You're
My
absolutely correct.
favorite part about this day and age too is that when you rewatch America's Got Talent's YouTube videos
Yeah.
and it's magicians or illusionists, people will like comment in the comment section, 0.53 seconds, go there and look on the
man.
left side. Like
Yes.
these people, like they will find your illusion trick and they will call you out on
That's
it. So,
true. So maybe that's what we need to do. But in the meantime,
That's another thing for all you guys watching out there. Rewatch that specific audition and see if you can find out how he got back in there. And feel free to comment below.
yes, comment below.
And also, guys, I do want to let you know that this show is only going to grow with your help, and we appreciate you viewing. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel, and then also on iTunes. We appreciate all the shares as well.
I love shares.
So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes, leave your day job.
Yes, leave your day job.
Yes, we give him 3 yeses.
Woohoo!
My man, you're doing quite well.
Woohoo!
All right.
Approve of those yeses.
Alrighty.
So now let's go ahead and talk about
Taking back those exits.
Taking back Max's.
That, honestly, okay, so I know we talked about this a little bit. We said that Simon took back his ex sometime as long as AGT has been going on. We're not quite sure.
there was a time in this episode too.
In this episode?
I do believe so. That's another thing, guys, I want you to comment on. Where did you see Simon take back that ex? Because I remember there was a part with Mel B, and let's go ahead and talk about that with French accent.
Okay, this guy came out. He gave the longest name. Then he goes and he says he's from Wyoming, and he's like, "Oh, I have a French accent." It sounded Irish to me. It didn't even sound French.
Yeah.
And he has an accordion.
Right.
And he goes to play this accordion. He's telling like a one-liner joke in between each little accordion play. And Simon hits his buzzer. Mel B hits her buzzer, and Heidi hits her buzzer, and
Right.
And Howie's
Howie's
laughing
just
at the whole
enjoying
thing.
it.
He's holding out.
I was Howie.
It was actually like little really funny jokes, and I was very glad that Howie didn't hit his buzzer like right away, because I'm glad that we got to see it play out. Can you imagine
Right.
if he did hit it and then we would have never known what was going to happen?
And then maybe Mel would not have taken back her ex.
Correct.
Therefore, Heidi would not have taken back her ex, because I believe that Mel convinced Heidi to take back her ex.
Yeah.
I don't think Heidi would have done it if Mel didn't
No,
do
it took a lot of persuasion. And it took the
Right.
audience persuading Heidi too.
Right, exactly.
So it was a lot of persuasion on that part. But I'm kind of, he annoyed me at first, but the longer that he went on, I was like, I can watch this.
Exactly. He was good in the moment. Like the judges said, in the moment, he was much better than with the planned material that he had.
But how do we feel about Mel B actually taking back her ex? Because if you remember, she didn't get it. She didn't really understand any of the puns or the jokes. And so that's why she gave him the ex. And then all of a sudden, after hearing what Howie said, she's like, I agree. Howie literally said, you are funny in the moment. But Mel B didn't get any of the jokes. So why would you take back your ex?
I think it was a crowd thing. I think it was at the moment. Like we said, it's in the moment.
Good
And
job.
he's going to come back and it's going to...
Is she going to take back her ex again?
I don't know.
Well, let's vote. Would we give him a pass? or
I would have
X?
never given him an ex. I'm the Howie.
really?
I wouldn't
Okay,
have
okay,
either.
okay.
I just love seeing a disaster happen, and I always expect when these disasters happen, and then it turned into something great. Like if
Exactly.
I would have hit my ex, I would have never seen this disaster turn into a moment in time.
I'd have probably been like Simon. I'd have hit the X and then I'd have taken it back. So.
Okay, all right. You
All right.
take back Xer, or
Yeah.
you take Xer back. How would you say that?
And
Never mind.
Moving on to our next topic, we have heartfelt backstories. This is so important because sometimes it's just the story that gets these contestants through, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys, they had the story and the skill to go with it. Let's start off by talking about Brian King Joseph,
The violinist. Yes, I loved him.
Oh my gosh, he made me kind of sad because hearing him talk about the neurological disorder and the disease, that reminded me of my grandfather who passed away, and he had something that was rare called Guillain-Barré syndrome. And basically it was a neurological disease where it paralyzes you slowly but surely, and it is, shout out to Grandpa upstairs, Clarence Kendallworth Clinton. I'm doing this for you, everything I do, and my fam, you know. So it's just amazing to see somebody have that kind of a struggle, but it makes them push harder. And that's why, just like I said in the last episode, we just don't have excuses anymore, because we see all these talented people come onto this show and they're really fighting no matter what. I mean, they're guys.
Yeah. I think what was great about him was that he kept his positivity up so well. I mean, he stated how he and his mom and his sisters, they didn't have, the greatest life. They always had a struggle. And I think just knowing that, he even said himself, he's not sure if, where he would be right now if he stopped playing the violin. And I think just to know that, like, he can't feel like himself playing the strings.
It's all muscle memory.
It's all muscle memory. Like, and just to go out there and have all that passion, like, he did not seem nervous at all.
No, he didn't seem nervous at all.
And I'm like, I would be terrified, like, knowing that I have, that condition and just having to practice. I'm not even gonna lie, I probably would have given up.
Yeah.
Like, just right off the bat, I probably would have given up.
Well, that's a lesson.
That is the lesson.
Don't ever give up.
That is the lesson. That is the lesson. But I liked it.
We skipped one guy. He was at towards the very beginning, Joseph O'Brien, and
Joseph.
Yeah.
Little Joseph, never been kissed before, never had a girlfriend, cutie pie. I'm just relating because we're both named Joseph. That's it.
And I can relate because I had a hard high school dating life. But anyway.
Well, I loved him. I thought he was super cute. Okay, it was obvious that he was nervous. I mean, I loved what the producers did, like, whenever they were interviewing him in backstage.
Yeah.
Hilarious. There's not really much to say about him. I think, am I surprised? Like, oh my gosh, you've never been kissed, you've never had a girlfriend? I mean, he's 20. Like,
and he was a little nervous kid. Like, you can tell from his energy that probably he's like very nervous about. If he's nervous about that, he's probably nervous about everything else.
Exactly.
And when you're young and you've never had your first kiss and everybody else has it around you, you get even more nervous.
Oh,
so it's like a totally
it's
different.
It's exactly. But I think
he'll figure it out now. I think he's gonna be all right.
I will say that I was surprised by the judges' comments on him, because they were like, we could hear your nerves and your voice, and like we could sense in your performance like your voice wasn't the greatest. But I actually loved his voice. I thought the voice was great.
I thought he was like himself. Like his nerves went away because he started singing.
So I was a little taken aback by their comments, because I was like, I mean, you gave him yeses, which is good, but I was like, the comments are a little weird.
Yeah, I want to know where they heard the nervousness.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought he was very confident when he was singing. His voice is beautiful. I mean, he hit the high notes.
Yeah, those high notes.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just maybe they were just, do you think they were talking more about his demeanor in general, about being nervous and shy? Do you think that's it?
I mean, they did at the beginning, because Howie was like, you're nervous. Are you nervous? And he was like,
yeah, they were kind of egging it on.
Yeah.
You're sure? You sure you're not nervous? I think you're getting nervous now.
Yeah, but Mel B, I think, pointed it out specifically first that, I could hear something about how she could hear how nervous he was. Yeah. I didn't.
I didn't either. You good.
And
I
then
didn't.
We had Brody Ray.
Oh,
wow.
Brody.
That
takes a lot of courage.
Yes.
Takes a lot of courage.
Incredible. And his voice was just, I would buy that album. Like, I'm serious. He just, man. Like, I can't even imagine what it's like to go through that.
Yeah, me neither. And I think for him to be able to get on stage and tell his story, I mean, I honestly don't think he was going to say anything until Howie was like, what struggles have you had? And I was like, well, okay. All right, Howie. Coming right at you. Yeah. But, I mean, it was heartfelt. I've never gone through that, so I can only imagine, what he was going through. I've been to bad sleepovers. I mean, he definitely brought that up about how they pushed his sleeping bag in the corner and put tacks in his sleeping bag.
That's
like,
so
the things
up.
that kids do. Like,
the
come
things
on.
It's
ridiculous.
It is crazy. I think that it was great that he did tell a story, because when he did come out, we all were very surprised that when he
Very
said that he,
surprised.
transitioned from a woman to a male.
Yeah.
And he also was from Nebraska, so that's Middle America. Like, it's
Yep.
not totally accepted in Middle America, and it was a very rough time for him. So it was very, very a positive, uplifting thing to see that, if you do have struggles, you do have adversity, you can overcome this.
Yeah.
And he is now who he is today.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that his vocals were great.
Yeah.
And I had no inkling, like I could not tell at all that he had ever been through anything. Like
Yeah.
it was, man.
I was shocked. I was sitting there like, okay, another singer. What? Like, oh, really? And then they showed his, baby photos.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
you were legit a girl. Like, I was totally taken back. But, I would have given him yes too.
Yeah,
like, more power to
absolutely.
him. I think what I loved is how Simon said that he should probably start performing his own material.
Yeah.
And I really respected
Very true.
Simon, somebody who's, judging singers forever. Like,
Yeah.
for him to say that, I was like, all right, man, that is your key. That's
Yeah.
your sign. Give us some of your own stuff.
Music.
I'm excited.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we had a lot of wonderful performers tonight, but there were a couple of them that just weren't that great. And these are the contestants that we are going to have to give the loser horn to. All right, let's go through it. Now, I got to start off with Christy Joy.
Ooh, girl, she had that bowl head. Did you ever watch Ned's Declassified? Did any of y'all ever watch Ned's Declassified? No.
No.
Okay, there was this boy. He has bowl head. Like, it literally, like, her hair on her head was like a bowl.
A bowl?
Now, don't make too
Like,
much.
you put a bowl?
Now, don't make too much fun of that
Oh,
because
my
Justin Bieber, he started out with the little.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
look what happened to that guy.
That's
oh
true.
God.
Christy Joy in
my
Funky
gosh.
Town.
Yeah. Why?
She sounded like Mouse.
Yeah, that song in that.
I'm like really trying to imitate, but I don't think I could get it. Yeah,
Ooh,
there
you got it good.
There you go.
I
All
think
right.
you should go against
Coming
her.
with the mouse sounds. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember how it went, but it sounds like that, like
I can't do it.
Freddie and Jason. Which one was it? The one in the forest? Like, yeah. Halloween. Yeah,
my
whatever.
gosh.
Michael Myers, one of them.
And then, so the hot dogs.
You guys, that
God,
was seriously
why?
disgusting. Do we even need to talk about
So
that?
he comes
looked
in.
away.
He
I
comes
did
in.
look away. Ugh.
Jim comes in and he's gonna beat the world record by sticking the most hot dogs in his mouth.
Yeah.
And we both looked away.
We did.
I couldn't
kept
even look.
watching.
I literally don't
I
even know what
could
to say
not
because
even
I
look.
didn't watch it.
And he
I'd
was.
be-
It might as well.
They weren't
be-
even cooked hot dogs.
No.
They were like some
Oh my gosh,
like
they
frozen
weren't.
hot dogs,
They
like
weren't. Oh
straight
my
out of the package.
gosh.
And when they gave
That's
him the
gross.
and when they gave him the X's, he just walks away and they're just all dangling
Stop.
out of it.
I didn't even see that part. I couldn't look.
That makes my stomach hurt.
It
Can we
was
talk
so-
about- Can we move on?
It
That
was-
that
okay.
one's uncomfortable.
We will move
That's
on.
uncomfortable.
All right. Francois, super long name. Tell us for.
Did you write that down?
I actually did.
You wrote French accent down?
Yeah. And
Yes, because I wasn't about.
bonus points to anyone who can comment his full name because that was a long one.
That was extremely long, and after the third name, I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just felt kind of exhausted after he introduced his name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did he sound out of breath? when he did
Yeah,
that?
he did
Yeah.
in his accent.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. No.
So we got those guys. They just not so good. And there was some comedians that were trying to do their thing, but they just
Oh,
like
Brian K,
K,
the
like-
pterodactyl.
yeah. No.
Wait, who can do the pterodactyl? Wait, what did he say her name was? Did he say Tyra?
He said Tom. It was something.
Some with a T.
Yeah.
I think pterodactyl was the name.
No, was that
No,
was
no,
the
he's-
name? Like did I?
He was talking about how
the
he
girl,
had like
the girl's
yeah,
name.
the
Okay.
girl's name, how he made him on
Yeah.
a dating app, and he would
Tara
be set
or
up with the
something.
Tara the
Yeah.
pterodactyl.
and he was making the sounds.
Wow.
This is my favorite part. He's literally flapping his arms like little birds. Just
Yeah. Well, to these contestants, we want to say that.
Oh wait, we forgot about Bill.
We forgot about Bill.
Bill, the Michael Jackson who had the hula hoop. We cannot forget
Right.
Bill.
That's
Y'all,
right.
Literally, I'm doing the motion he was doing right now.
Why the suit?
I didn't get the Michael Jackson thing. He had the Michael Jackson hat with the Michael Jackson
he
wig.
was gonna be a Michael impersonator.
That's what I thought. And then he had a ponytail, brown ponytail in
with
the
black
back.
hair.
No
Did you see
good.
that?
It was
Like the
no
brown
good.
hair was all the way like to the middle of his back. Like
And
he
I-
didn't even try to tuck it in.
I was so ready. I was like, he's gonna come out, give us some Michael moves, and he comes out with a hula hoop and just starts hula hooping.
Like this.
I
very
would pay for
slowly.
that for my child's birthday party. I don't even have a child birthday, but like we are gonna pay, and I would just watch him for 10 minutes.
I mean, the only
watch
thing
him
I can
go.
recommend to him is to just stand on Hollywood Boulevard and see what happens.
Yeah, that would probably be his best bet.
That would be his best bet.
That was good.
So I guess you got a chance, man.
Yeah, you do.
Lord have
Wow.
mercy. I don't know what that was, but that I would have probably did it. Only Mel gave him an X, right? Because everybody else was just,
Everybody's just
in
waiting.
a daze,
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah.
I would have been right
So
there with them.
confused.
I would have never hit my X. I would have just kept watching him. Like, how long can you go for?
Keep going.
Right. Well, I think that is it for the losers of this episode. And unfortunately, guys, you know, you shall not pass.
You make me sad. So be it. Come, Patsy. None shall pass. What?
Exactly.
None?
He cannot pass.
None
They
shall pass.
I'd let the hula hooper pass.
I would too, actually.
So, guys at home here, we are kind of curious to see, with all the talk about the people that weren't doing so well, and you know some of the judges took their X's back this time. We want to know, who would you take an X back from on the show? Like, comment down below and let us know if there's somebody that didn't make it through that you would like to see in the next episode. Is there anyone that kind of comes to your minds?
Who I wanted to go through but didn't?
Yeah.
No, pretty much everybody that the judges pushed through I agreed with.
Can I take back an X?
You can
Oh
totally
no, can I give
take-
somebody an X?
Yeah.
That's what I
yes.
meant.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
I want to give that jump rope girl an X, Vivian.
You want to give Vivian an X?
Yes, Vivian deserves a big X.
Oh,
I saw you roll your
why?
eyes when she walked on stage, but why?
Because it's like a yo-yo trick. There's only so much you can do. Like it's like a yo-yo. You know,
Yeah.
like you're not gonna go to a Vegas show and see somebody yo-yo
I
for
mean,
an
if
hour.
she does fire
like a
the next
yo-yo
time, one
trick.
of the judges said that, right?
So
Yeah.
you weren't even. I feel like we switched roles kind of this week.
Yeah.
You weren't even impressed by her backflips.
I mean, yes, it was impressive.
So
I
you
wouldn't
just don't
pay
think
for
there's
it.
potential.
She threw in a couple of B-girl moves there too. I could see him. I could see him.
I don't know. I feel like she brought more to the table than I expected her to bring to the table. So I was
Absolutely.
like, okay, I don't think she will win, but I would have given her a yes.
I'd have given her a yes.
She might not get a yes, you know, post
I would've given
auditions,
an
but
X.
okay. So
Yes, yes, and an X.
he wants to give an X to Vivian. Okay. What about you, Sean? I really didn't have anybody.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for me because what did you think about Fright Attack? They got an X. You know what? Actually, I think
Yeah.
that's who got an X that I would like to see go one more round. Just because I love dancing and I always like to see what they can do at least one more episode.
It looked like they were stepping the whole time, and there's only so
Yeah.
much you can do at stepping.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it would just depend on their musicality
Yeah.
and if they could make something
It would need to be a
original
show.
with it.
Yeah, they could not just like a step show.
Mhm.
That's what I feel like it would need to be. They can't just walk on stage and just do a step routine because,
Yeah.
well, that's not $1 million act.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Pretty good.
Oh
Pretty
my
good.
gosh, you guys, can we talk about Andy really fast?
Sure.
The
Randy?
Andy.
Andy?
The
Oh, the
stand-
old man? Yes,
Yeah, he was
Andy.
Andy. He's from Texas, by the way,
Right.
and so am I. So I would have
Shout-outs.
already given him a yes. But, anyways, I loved him.
He was so funny. How old was he?
Oh,
That's a
did
good
he
question.
say?
Like in her 80s, I believe.
pretty
He's probably
sure.
80s or 90s.
Yes.
He was a comedian.
Y'all,
So funny.
He was very. I'm going to agree with Simon. He was very naughty.
Yeah, he was very naughty.
I was like, dang. Like, are there any other jokes that are not
Right.
sexual?
But I think that that's what makes it funny because you're an older
That's
man
true.
and it's something that like younger generations don't even want to think about.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
when they have to think about it, they're like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny. You know,
Yeah.
because it's like not talked about.
Yes. I loved him. And I love how Howie in general is just going to give every
Comedian a
comedian
chance.
basically a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I respect that. I know that's his field of work, so I loved Andy. You know, I have a little heart for, you know, the elderly. And I love him. I'm so glad he got an X.
He was really good.
I mean, he's an X. I'm so glad he got a yes.
Yeah.
He got a yes. He got a yes. Okay, yeah, that's about it.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I want to take this time to excuse me. We want to take this time to do a couple of fan shout-outs. Saw a couple of comments on the last video, which we really appreciate all the involvement from you guys. It's how the show stays alive. Mastocytoma 1, really love you commenting on the last video. Appreciate that. Mark
Thank
Walker as well. Thank you guys so much for the comments. And as always, guys, if you have any suggestions on things that you want to see in this show or acts that you want to hear us talk about more, maybe even bring it up a little bit on the next show, let us know down below.
Please, we read those.
And for predictions, who will win? Out of this episode, who do you feel like has the talent
potential
to
to be in the finals?
Potential.
Yeah.
Okay, I have mine.
All right.
Glennis Grace.
Ah.
Whitney Houston II.
Nice. Yeah, she was.
Yes.
She was very good. Now, I was a little concerned about her sounding. Was it Mel B that said it too much like Whitney and not enough like herself?
Yes.
I wanted, because I did feel like even in the way that she was moving on the stage, it just felt like she had studied Whitney so much, which is good, but so much to the point to where it was
a
it
Whitney
was just
Houston
Whitney.
impersonator.
Yeah. So that could be a jump.
That's true. I'm glad that Mel, made that comment. I think, that's something that she probably needed to hear. I feel like that's an easy change. I feel like she will put her own twist on it. At the end of the day, she's got a voice.
Yeah.
And if you can sell your voice, then you're golden.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, somebody that I would say should be straight to these finals and who I can see in the finals. In all honesty, I could see little Joseph O'Brien going pretty far if he maintains himself, and he's gonna have some teenage girls going crazy.
I know,
and
his
hitting
life
that
is
boat
about
line.
to change.
Like Tyra said, them girls
Right?
about to slip into his DMs. That's mine, Joseph O'Brien.
Okay.
I was really touched by Brian. I'm going with another Joseph, Brian King Joseph, the violinist.
Yes.
Just because the neurological disorder, like I can't even speak. I'm so speechless from his story and his skill and his struggle, and that's one for me. I'm wishing you good luck, man. I hope that you can get all the way to the top of that.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like we picked,
picked
three
some good people.
good acts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with all of you.
I do too.
And there was one thing that I caught in the previews for next show. All I gotta say is the puker. That one dude, he just threw up. Like, what is he about to do next episode?
I don't even want to know. I just get grossed out by stuff like that. Too easily, I guess. I don't know, between hot dog man, cats, and now a guy that's puking. I'm just, I'll be fast forwarding for sure.
All right. I'll watch it just so we can have something to talk about.
No.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. That is pretty much going to be it for us today. I am your host, Sean Paul Payton. You can find me on Instagram at Sean Paul Payton, and that's also the same on Twitter.
And I'm Tori Broussard. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Tori_Broussard.
And I'm Joseph Shepard. You can find me at Joseph A. Shepard on every social media platform. Haha.
Alrighty.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.